welcome to the Nola Louise Knits YouTube channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to work the increases for the V-neck shaping in my Starlette Bralette pattern. Now, there are many ways to work paired increases, and if you have a favorite way, you're welcome to do that. But I tend to like to use the make one left, make one right backwards loop method. So as you can see, hopefully, in this little version that I've been working on, I've worked my way up the front and I've just completed the row where I knit one stitch in the center of the front panel, and I've placed my V-neck markers to show that center column that's going to continue up the front of the bralette. So let me purl that last stitch before the marker, and then I will show you this make one right. So I think when I'm going to make one right with the backwards loop method, I think thumb first. I put my thumb on the yarn and I just flip the yarn over my thumb. There you go. So the tail of the yarn is still free. Let me show you that one more time. Thumb on the yarn, flip the yarn over my thumb. Sorry, there we go. Flip the yarn over my thumb. The tail is still free. And then I'm just gonna bring the tip of my thumb around and put that loop on the needle. And then snug it up by pulling on that tail. So if you look at the bottom of that stitch that I just made, you can see that this working end of yarn kind of slopes inward towards the center stitch. And so when we continue on, that stitch will kind of lean outward from that center stitch in a way that I think looks really great. You can kind of see it up close there, this column leaning out of that center stitch. Okay, so then we'll slip this marker. Sorry, I'm a little awkward looking at my hands through the camera. And then we'll knit that center stitch, slip the next marker. Okay, now this is time for our left leaning increase. So for left leaning, I just dropped the yarn for a second. I'm going to bring my index finger over the working yarn and then scoop it and just twist so it gets a little loop. And you see here the working yarn is towards my hand, so it's not free. So let me show you that again. Drop the yarn, my index finger comes over it, and I just scoop it up and turn so there's a loop on my finger with the working yarn trapped. And this time, instead of putting the loop onto the needle from the tip of my finger, I just bring the needle close to my finger, going towards the tip of my finger, and slide that on. So I'll show you this once again, but that's my first paired increase for the beginning of the V-neck. Now what I'm gonna do is work my way all the way around this round, and when I get to these stitches, because this is an even row in the pattern, I'm just gonna knit all 3 of these stitches. But then I'll resume the video when I get to the next time we're gonna do the increase. All right, I'm back. So I've now knitted my way all the way completing the row, and then I knit the second row, an even row in the tuck stitch pattern, where I knit these 3 stitches, and I'm ready to do my second increase row. So I'm here 2 stitches before the V-neck marker. I'm going to move the yarn to the back because I was just purling, and knit these 2 stitches together. Now it's time to make another right leaning increase stitch. So I'm using my thumb, putting my thumb on the working yarn, flopping the yarn over with the tail free, and then bringing the tip of my thumb to the needle and sliding that loop on. I have to pull to make it nice and firm and snug on the needle. Okay, slip the marker, knit that center stitch, slip the marker, and here's my left leaning increase. Index finger comes over the yarn and scoops it up, and then I turn my hand so the yarn is trapped towards my palm. Then I bring the loop onto the needle towards my fingertip and snug it up. Now this next stitch, I'm going to slip and slip the one after, and then knit them together to do a left leaning decrease. So now you can see we've increased these 2 stitches again, always next to the center stitch. We always increase right on either side of the center stitch, and we always decrease on this leading edge of those initial knit stitches we made, expanding outwards. So you can see this is the line of decreases, and then these little additional ones are the new stitches we're making coming out of that center column. So the next time I'm going to finish this row knitting all the way around, finish this round, and then on the next round it's an even round, so I'm not going to do any increasing or decreasing. But when I get to these stitches, I'm going to knit and then purl this new stitch we created, knit the center stitch, purl the new one on the left, and then knit. And that way too, as we create the new stitches, we're creating a ribbing that comes out of the center. So we always want to alternate knits and purls starting from that decreasing row on that decreasing column of stitches on the edge. That will always be a knit, and then you just kind of calculate in from there, knit, purl. And as we get more stitches, sometimes you'll have a knit on either side of the center one again, but that's okay because the next one increase will be a purl. I hope that's clear. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing your wonderful Starlette bralettes.